Joining me right now is Lokesh Nigam from Konverz.ai. So, Lokesh, I'd like to know from you, when we talk about diversity and inclusion, what are the biggest challenges faced by organizations as well as the talent?
If you really look at this subject deeply, diversity and inclusion is a big problem in organizations, not just from a gender perspective, but from many other perspectives, and we know that. And you know, we know it or not, but there is a lot of unknown biases that creep in into our own way of evaluating things, and that creates a lot of. And one of the data points is, if you look at the leadership roles for women or for any other diversity, it's not really out there, right? So uh, diversity and inclusion, I feel, is a subject that we should really go deeper, look at what are our biases, how do we remove them. There's a whole case of Google happening now, and we have seen that on the other side, of course. But then there are things that creep in into our own system through our biases, uninformed biases, the psychological stuff that we go through, and which creates a lot of issues in organizations unknowingly most of the times.
Thanks for highlighting the challenges. How you think AI can help in bridging the gap?
When we look at AI, there are tools and techniques available in the market which do a lot of bias reduction on both sides. There basically, if you look at the whole aspect of diversity and inclusion, is really caused by biases in the mind, and there are tools and techniques which help you reduce biases on either side. Either on the side which is, let's say, dominant side in a given situation, or the other side. So there are techniques, there are tools, there are actually, just like you have ChatGPT, similarly you have applications for bias reduction in AI. And in particular, if you look at it from an organization application perspective, one of the key things that we really need to see is right at the assimilation level, when the talent is being assimilated into the organizations, am I biased? And that is where, for example, we have built a technique which is through psycholinguistics and applied behavior science in Konverz.ai, which, the original intent of building Konverz.ai was to remove all kinds of biases. So be it gender bias or language bias. See, a lot of times we feel that people who speak good English are good, right? But that's not really the case. So we build Konverz.ai in such a way that it removes even language biases. You can interview in any language if you want to. The person can be from any background, because ultimately the spoken language talks about an individual's capabilities, and that helps you reduce bias at the entry stage itself. So these are the techniques and tools. Of course, there are models available to reduce bias, reduce noise of any particular system. Human mind is mostly biased. Fortunately, unfortunately, is mostly biased. By introducing AI and augmenting the human mind with AI, it actually helps in showing the mirror that, I may be biased and my decisions may be biased. So therefore, AI is a decision enabler, and in making decisions more bias free, more diversity sensitive, more inclusion sensitive. That's it.
Interesting. That's those very interesting points you've mentioned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.